Hello everyone, myself Dr. Vinod Kaushik with as a co-host with a co-host Dr. Utra ma'am from IIP India technical team. Just welcome all the attendees and the resource person and the moderator for the webinar on the topic of COVID-19 and disability response to wheelchair service provision as per WHO guidelines. This webinar is organized by IAP Telangana State Branch. I just congratulate and on the behalf of IAP India technical team, I show my gratitude towards Dr. Sanjeev K. Jha. He is with us today as providing us a platform, wonderful platform, so that we can share our knowledge. And I just show my gratitude to the Dr. Ruchi Vasne. She is a IAP Women's Cell National Head. And today the moderator of the webinar is Dr. S. Puna Chandrasekhar. Sir is IIP Telangana State President. He is just working with the Chandrad Homeopathy Physiotherapy Clinic, Hyderabad. Sir is consultant at Sagal Lal Memorial Hospital and Research Center. And Sir has got IAP one in a 53 annual conference significant contribution award in March 2018. Welcome, sir. Here now, I will just hand over to Dr. S. Punachandra, and I just request everyone please subscribe IAP India YouTube channel and like our page IAP India Facebook page. Thank you very much. Please unmute yourself, sir. Please. S. Puna Chandrasekhar, please unmute.
Good evening, all. I am welcoming Dr. Sanjeev Jha, sir, IAB President, Dr. C.K. Senthil, sir, Dr. Rajan Samuel, sir, Dr. Anjani Kumar, sir, and Ritu Ghosh, madam, as well as Sama Raju, Dr. Vennela Palonelu, and Sujata Debnet. And we are IAP Telangana first webinar conference, this one. We are happy to collaboration with Mobility India and Sai Prakash is our Chief General Secretary. I'm welcoming him also, as well as Mobility India people. And now I'm introduce resource persons. Dr. Vennela Palanelu completed her master's degree in physiotherapy from Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Allied Sciences, Bangalore. She has been working as a physiotherapist for past 20 years, presently working as senior manager therapy training at Mobility India. And she had been involved in developing, planning, implementing the long-term courses and as well as organizing and conducting continuous development programs in Mobility India. And she is an ISWP certified trainer from USA for WHO, World Health Organization, wheelchair service training packages. She has conducted various courses, including TOT in Middle East, Africa, and Southeast Asia across India. She is also an international award winner. And Ritu Ghosh, madam, she is an academic director in Mobility India. Second resource person, she is. Ritu Ghosh, madam, prosthetist and orthotist, holds a master's degree in business administration in healthcare services. She works as academics director in Mobility India, Rehabilitation, Research and Training Center, Bengaluru, and has over 24 years experience in disability field with senior management skills such as strategic and operational planning, execution, resource and people management monitoring, and in leadership. She has extensive experience in planning, managing, evaluation, and designing training programs in field of prosthetics, orthotics, rehabilitation therapy, and wheelchair at local, national, and international levels. She is a member in Board of Studies Allied Sciences in Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. She has contributed to the development of the World Health Organization guidelines and training packages in wheelchair, prosthetics, and orthotics service provision and training delivery. She is a member of testing and integration subcommittee of International Society of Wheelchair Professionals. Presently, she is also as a wheelchair advisory group member in International Society of Prosthetics and Orthotics. She has won national and international award for her work, strong believer in inclusive approach to learning and practice. She has taken award from Pranab Mukherjee's ex-president also. The third resource person, Dr. Sama Raju, is a physiotherapist working for Mobility India as Assistant General Manager for Therapy Services and Assistive Technology since 2004. He has 14 years experience with a focus on holistic rehabilitation. He is a key position and leading therapy service team in Mobility India, Bangalore. He holds master's degree in physiotherapy specialized in musculoskeletal and sports from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. He is a certified assistive technology professional from Rasna, USA. He is the only one person in India and certified trainer for all WSTP training packages by International Society of Wheelchair Professionals. He has played an important role in development of World Health Organization wheelchair service training packages as a model practitioner and pilot trainer. And he was sometime Asia coordinator for wheelchair service training packages. He is a core faculty member of Mobility India. He has received Young Achiever Award 2014 from Bangalore Physiotherapy Network and significant contributory award from 2017 from Indian Association of Physiotherapy. Now the fourth resource person, Ms. Sujata Debna, is a person with bilateral lower limb post-polio residual paralysis, affected with it when she was 4.5 years old. She has started using bilateral hip, knee, ankle, foot orthosis since childhood, and later in teenage had take up below crutches for better outdoor mobility. She has started using wheelchair occasionally since 1999. Later, from 2002, she became active wheelchair user for her regular mobility. After completing her graduation in occupational therapy from India's premier National Institute of Locomotor Disabilities, Kolkata, 1991 batch, she worked for Spastic Society of Northern India as a development therapist for 2 years. She is a single mother of 21 years residing in South Delhi since 2005. Currently, she is working for luxury hotel as an executive assistant. These are the four national and international people, resource persons. Now I'm handing to Dr. Sai Jayaprakash. He will continue the session. He is the moderator. Sai.
Good evening, everyone. Respected National Dr. Sanjeev Jha, President, and other seniors, C.K. Senthil sir and Rajan Samuel sir, and thank you, Purna Chandrasekhar, for this one. I welcome the first presenter for today's webinar, Venala Madam.
Dr. Sai, just I will take 1 minute and then you can continue.
Oh, sorry, sir. Yeah, please.
First, let me welcome all the four dignitaries and resource person. I think many of them I know personally. And last time when I visited Bangalore, I was with all these great leaders and educators in wheelchair management. And I think Mobility India is doing extraordinarily well, and such type of organization is I can say is a precious diamond for Indian healthcare industry. So I feel very much blessed that Mobility India is joining with us for our these type of seminars, and I will look after in future for from Ritu ma'am and from Samaraju sir, because I think both of them I know very well. And yes, other two dignitaries who are here to present their matter on wheelchair management. I feel wheelchair is something which physios needs to concentrate more, and because in rehab, without wheelchair management, you are not able to do anything if you don't know that part properly. So I feel this is a topic which should be there on IAP India YouTube channel. And please, those who are joining right now, take the advantage of it. But those who are not able to join right now should go on, visit the YouTube channel and can see it anytime. I would like to say a big thank to Dr. CK, who is constantly looking after for South Zone, and yes, Purna sir, always a great personality to move the things ahead. And with that, Sai Kumar pushing him that, sir, yes, do something good for the Telangana. So I hope these great leaders will take the physiotherapy ahead forward, and these four great speakers will make your time a very much fruitful one. So thanks, Ritu ma'am, and thanks, Raju sir. Please continue, and my all the best to you. And we will be looking after for the future collaboration for different type of collaboration from the side of IAP. Thanks a lot to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you
sir.
so much, sir. It is the words from President IAP India. Now I request Dr. C.K. Senthil sir to say few words. Please, sir. Senthil sir.
Good evening, everybody. I'm so happy and honored to be over here. And it's a very nice verse from our President, Honorable President. And my right hand and the left hand, Dr. Chandrasekhar and Dr. Sai is here. And they are doing extremely very good job and very flexible and understandable. I never seen a secretary and the president so coordinately going very well. And Mobility India, I know it is in Bangalore. Many of my students are worked over there and they're working there too. And their work is beyond comparable by anyone. And it is so nice that our first webinar and the first webinar conference by the Telangana, it's the best and the ultimate when it will address everyone. And I request the speakers to give the best for the students as well as the therapists all over the India who's going through it. And may wish you a good luck. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. It gives us inspiration to work in near future for the development of our profession and towards IAP goals, achieving IAP goals. And now I request our first speaker, Dr. Sujata Palnivelu. Hello.
Actually, the first speaker, it's a Ritu Ghosh, Dr. Sai. And then
Sorry. Just a second, madam. I think. Madam, you are saying something. I could not hear you.
Say first, it's Ritu Ghosh, and then after me.
Yes. Sorry, madam. Okay. I welcome Ritu Ghosh, madam, to present her webinar, her presentation. Over to you, madam. Ritu Ghosh, madam.
Yeah, thank you, India team. I would like to thank Dr. S. Purna Chandrasekhar, IIP Telangana State President, who approached us with the important topic of wheelchair, as Dr. Sanjeev Jha also expressed now. And of course, I would also like to extend gratitude and to President IIP Dr. Sanjeev Jha, Professor Senthil, Secretary South Zone IIP, and all the rest IIP members for understanding that there is a need for large awareness among stakeholders and the use of assistive devices and technologies including wheelchair service provision. Sujata Devnath, who kindly accepted to share her experience of using assistive technology for last 40 years in this platform. So coming so the outline of the webinar for the speaker we would be covering along with Dr. of Wheelchair Service Provision, and then followed by we will be sharing the courses available with WHO and the certification pathway. It will be followed by the outcome of the wheelchair courses conducted by Mobility, our good practices on wheelchair service provision and its response to COVID-19 pandemic. At the end, Sujata will be sharing her experiences using assistive technology with focus. So the main aim of the webinar is to further understand the global unmet needs and gaps in assistive technology provision. Few good practices in wheelchair service provision as well as wheelchair service training delivery to make use of available WHO resources, including in a new normal situation. So in my presentation, I would be covering a few important terms. What do we understand by assistive technology? Assistive products. Also sharing on key facts on changing health scenario. Most of the senior professional students would be listening who are in the audience. Needs assistive technology, wheelchairs, and the key. So what is assistive technology and assistive products? Assistive technology is an umbrella term covering the systems and the services related to examples of assistive products are crutches, hearing aids, wheelchair, orthosis, prosthesis, memory aids, grab bars, ramps, etc. Without assistive technology, people are often excluded, isolated, and locked into poverty. It's not changing.
Someone is on, you should mute them, ask them to mute.
Yeah, okay. The world population is expected to rise from 7.3 billion today to 9.7 billion by 2050. Globally, more than 1 billion people need one or more assistive products. With an aging global population and a rise in communicable disease, more than 2 billion people will need at least one or more assistive product 30, with many older people needing 2 or more assistive products. By 2050, it is estimated that 33% of the world population will either old or disabled. So as you can see that the COVID came, till COVID came, the communicable disease were on decline. Road traffic injuries and non-communicable disease and aging is on rise. This has major implication for health and social care systems.
Screen share is not.
Oh,
Just drop. No?
so you can go back. From the beginning.
No. Drop.
You can go to the just check if it is happening. Able to see the slide? Dr. Sai?
Yes, we can see the slides.
Are you- Okay. Okay. So I briefed about what is assistive technology and what is assistive product. And I did share that by 2050, 30% of the world population will be either old or disabled. Till COVID came, the communicable disease were on decline. Road traffic injuries, non-communicable disease, aging is on rise. And this has major implication for health and the social care systems. Aging and gradual function similar, and no medicine and vaccine can reverse it or stop it. Demography is changing. People are living longer. As we already know, we are heading towards unimorbid. There is a big gap. There's a big gap from curative to palliative or rehabilitative to palliative of assistive device of people who need. As we age, we experience we all know functional decline, and it doesn't happen in one domain. It happens gradually in multi-domain, multifunctional domain. And the response needs to be multi-domain with the multitasking. As Dr. Sanjeev Jha was saying that we, in the physiotherapy community, we need to take it seriously. Very much. More age, more assistive products. Do we realize this? Some will experience disability since birth, and some will experience at early age, but the majority will experience more assistive products. As I said, coming to assistive product, the wheelchair. Access to assistive technology, including wheelchair, function, people with disability, people with non-communicable disease, and the aging population. Wheelchair is commonly used as a... Oh, it's not changing. Go to the next.
Madam, sorry for interrupting you. We are not able to see the slides, madam.
Again, you're not able to see. There's some
Yes.
internet is unstable here. We'll try to share again.
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am. The
So the
problem.
previous slides you were able to see.
Hello. The problem with internet width, it is very low at your
Yeah.
part, ma'am. That's
Yeah.
why the discussion is going on again and again. Now is it
Or else-
visible? Yeah, it's visible now.
Now it's coming. Now it's coming.
Yes, madam. It's coming. It is
Okay.
visible, madam.
The previous slides you were able to see before on the wheelchair.
No, madam. We could not
This
see.
one?
No, madam.
Okay. Okay, I will repeat. Yeah, no problem. I'll repeat. So I was saying that essential for people with loss of function, people with disabilities or non-communicable disease, and the aging population. And wheelchair is one of the assistive products. It's commonly used assistive devices for enhancing personal mobility. So the wheelchair is one of the most critical assistive technology and the greatest needs, as the World Health Organization estimates that 1% of the world population need wheelchair, and that is about presently 70 million. And only 5 to 15% of them have access to appropriate wheelchair, especially in low middle income countries. WHO also estimates that 10% of the disabled population needs wheelchair. As I said earlier in my slides, that 70 million people need worldwide. And in India, as per the census, the statistics available as per the census, it is estimated that around 54 lakh people need wheelchair. Now, if you note the proportion of disabled population with respect to age groups as per census 2021, you will see that among the disabled population, older adults are more. Presently, and since long time, the services are basically provided through donation. And these donations are either new or old. Donated wheelchair. One size for a practice for service provision largely. You can see child of a different age sitting in a one size wheelchair. Goes again. Yeah. When it comes to product, choices of product, it's limited, either folding or non-folding wheelchair. And wheelchairs are often given by rehabilitation professionals with very little training and without users' involvement. the provisions are given, product submitted, then what happens? We don't have enough evidence. However, this is what they said is that 57.4% did not use it. They discard or they sell it. And only 28% are able to use regularly, occasionally, or with assistance. So what the speaker shows that the big amount of resources abuse. Service providers often do not see that the given wheelchair meets individual need and the environment they live in. Wheelchair delivered without services is not the solution. It creates secondary problems like postural problems, pressure sores, other environment barriers, restricted optimum use of wheelchair due to lack of user training skills. What do we do? How to address this issue? We have to change the scenario. We have to change the culture of distribution model to service provision model, the culture of care wheels to wheelchair, with focus on involving user in every step. So the WHO came up with guidelines to bring a change. And I want to share that various steps were taken to come up with wheelchair guidelines. It was not because WHO Oh, it's again not changing. So the wheelchair guidelines had 5 chapters, and it talked about design and products more related with the products, which is very important. The model of service delivery and the level of training, and without policy, nothing moves. So definitely they talk about policy and planning. Screen is not visible. Why don't you do that? You do it quick. Is the screen not visible again?
Yeah, we are not able to see the screen.
Okay, okay.
Yes, madam, we are not able to see.
I'm so sorry, actually. I don't know why this. We'll fix it again. From where?
Yeah, it's coming,
Now-
madam.
Yeah, I will try. This one? Long guidelines.
Yes, madam, you can continue, madam. It is
So the
visible.
guidelines in 2008, and it consists of 5 Yes. 5 chapters. And the on what type of clinical and technical competencies are required. Basic level, intermediate level, and advanced level.
Madam,
Yes.
sorry for interrupting you. We are not able to see the screen, madam.
Okay. You come and say no.
Yes, madam. Now it is visible.
So what you want to do? So it was 3 levels of services: basic, intermediate, advanced, depending on what type of clinical and technical competencies are required to carry services at that level. That the guidelines talked about the different steps in wheelchair service delivery, the different levels of training requirement, but then how to do that. And soon WHO received the request that we do not have structured training resources or packages to carry out, whether it's a developing country or developed country. And that's how WHO decided to develop a wheelchair service training package, starting with the basic level and then intermediate level. And then they realized that it is very important to roll out. We need to also train earlier that there were very few experts available. Few experts available in developing as well as in reviewing. It was also important to pilot what was developed. And then soon it was realized that now the package is ready, how to roll out global service providers and the trainers to carry out. So WHO facilitated to facilitated the capacity building program to prepare service providers at global level. These service providers started conducting program nationally. And Mobility India had the opportunity to train service providers from Southeast Asian region in basic level service. And Andhra government also came forward but let her do what she's doing. To train service providers
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, as
Hello.
I think we
a lot of
lost.
issues are there. At the end of ma'am, the network issues are there.
Okay.
Is it possible that you can switch on to the another resource
Yes, sir.
person? It's all up to you. Please decide. Whatever you want, you can
Yes.
continue.
Yeah, Vinod sir, just to see that what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, good evening all.
Meanwhile, yeah, please, Doctor, you please continue. I welcome Dr. Anjani Kumar sir to speak meanwhile and address the gather. Please, sir. Anjani
Sir,
sir.
I'm in driving, so give me 10-15 minutes time. The traffic is
Okay.
more.
Okay. I welcome Dr. Rajan Samuel sir. Rajan sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, please say some words to our viewers.
Yeah. So first of all, a very good evening, and I congratulate Telangana team for organizing such a wonderful program. So I think they are doing a lot of activities, and I think like maybe they are going to be one of the best state association. So their efforts are being encouraged, and they are doing really a good job. So I wish the whole team great success. And today's topic about wheelchair is really a nice one, and probably like all the participants will definitely get benefited out of it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Continue, sir.
Yeah, so I think maybe the technical issue will get sorted out shortly, and then we will continue with the program.
Yeah, I think completed, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
As you say, you said immediately it's responded, sir. Mobility India screen.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah, Ritu
Rajan
ma'am.
sir, for your kind. Ritu ma'am, I think she is not joined.
No.
Madam, you are there. Yes, madam. Please continue. Over to you, madam.
Yes, thank you. So what I was talking about, that the since 2005, when we started getting involved with the wheelchair service provision and working with the UN agencies and other organizations, what we believe that to train service provider to work exclusively in providing wheelchair service may not be economically viable, and integration is the solution. And integration in existing service and training infrastructure for wheelchair service delivery, whether at the institution-based or community level, it doesn't matter. So Mobility India, we integrated, if you can see the slides, on the left-hand side, we have created a model for mobility training. And that is not only for wheelchair, it is for other devices also. And the same is practiced also at the community level. We also integrated the content on wheelchairs in various curricula conducted at Mobility India. In 2010, we did the DEX audit of 35 curriculums of physiotherapy, occupational therapy, nursing, and prosthetics and orthotics. And we realized that there were hardly content on wheelchair, topics on wheelchair. And after 10 years of rolling out on the wheelchair service package, we wanted to see in 2020 that is there any significant change? The preliminary results is very disheartening that when we carried out, still it is going on, of studying 39 curriculums of various universities, there is no significant change. And another national initiative, and this indicates that various stakeholders needs to come together to bring a change. So last year, in 2019, Mobility India conducted in collaboration with National Institute, NIPMED, conference on AT, and around 600 participants representing various stakeholders participated, and IIP was one of them. Emerging aging population slowly will blur the disabled and non-disabled. Aging will dictate the health sector in 21st century. And this is something we need to address. WHO has a lot of resources in wheelchair as well as related to rehabilitation, as well as in assistive technology, and we need to make best use of it. Now the question comes that to provide the quality of life, independence, and well-being of people, does 20th century health services delivery model suitable for 21st century? Or does 20th century competencies of allied health professionals are sufficient enough for 21st century? And with the present COVID-19 pandemic, which has derailed various plans, how we need to go forward. It's a reflection for all of us. With this, I end my presentation. And the next speaker is Vanilla. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ritu Ghosh, madam. Now I welcome Vanilla, madam. Vanilla Palanivelu, madam, please, over to you.
Yeah. So good evening to all. I think just before going into my talk, I just want to tell tough, I think, so connects. If you all like ice cream, I think that's my name, and I'm working in Mobility India as a physiotherapist. And first of all, I appreciate the IIP India and IIP Telangana for taking this wonderful initiation of conducting this with basis, not like disseminating the knowledge across India, and I appreciate that. Coming to my topic on WHO courses on, I think in the last session, I think you all understand the development of the various, but now I'm going to talk about the different in relation to the workforce development and also in developing the professionals in the field of wheelchair service provision. So in this session, I'm going to discuss on 3 areas. So one is about the WHO WSTP courses. One is on the exclusively specialized courses and the integrated approach. And next, I'm going to also share about the CREs and customized wheelchair courses, which we are in Mobility India. And at the end, we'll we work on aspect conducting the structured WHO WSTP courses, having exclusively for the rehab professionals, could be of a multidisciplinary team of professionals would be eligible for these structured courses. And we do conduct integrated courses where the training in the course curriculums on wheelchairs, and which is part of their learning as well. And apart from that, we also do the CREs and CPDs continuous development program. Students and professionals, which is a good. And thirdly, we also do the customized wheelchair courses. This is especially for the colleges and institutions who are contacting us for orientation courses, especially for the UG, PG students of allied health, as well as the healthcare courses, especially the MBBS curriculum. Also now it has been integrated with assistive technology, and where wheelchair is a part of it. And so we try to do these customized courses for the colleges and various institutions. And when we talk about, first I would talk about the exclusive WHO WSTP courses. In that, there are 6 different modules which we cover. So starting with WSTP basic, and followed by intermediate level. And we also have managers course, and followed by the training of trainers on WSTP basic. So where the this training program is mainly for the academicians for delivering this WSTP basic package, and we also have and stakeholders TOT. So these are the different WSTP courses being conducted at Mobility India. And among these 6, if I have to specify, especially the first 2, the WSTP basic and intermediate, it is specifically for mainly for clinicians who are directly working on the assessment and prescription. So we would recommend that these courses will be more suitable for the clinicians. But apart from that, we do also have the managers, the basic TOT, intermediate TOT, and the managers TOT, along with the regular course on basic and intermediate, which is applicable for the academicians. So they could also learn on the service provision. At the same time, they also have the opportunity to undergo this TOT, so that which in turn would help them to deliver to their students. So now I'm going to brief about the first is about the WSTP basic level program. So if you see this training program, it is especially the main aim of this training program is to provide, because this course focuses on provision of appropriate manual wheelchairs, especially for the users who are able to sit upright. Then this course is about that. So it focuses on the provision of manual wheelchairs, and along with cushions as well. It is whether it is for girls or boys, men, women, but who are having good sitting balance, no postural complications. So then this course is all about that. Duration of this course is 5 days and with 40 hours duration. And in this WST basic program, generally we discuss the package includes on the assessment, wheelchair assessment, prescriptions, preparing and fitting, including the user trainings, repairs, follow-up, and it also have the practical orientation on fabrication of all the contents which are getting discussed in the basic. And next, coming intermediate level. So again, provision of manual wheelchairs, but for the users who are having the postural issues. So here, this training will help to provide the additional postural support and help them in mobility. So the intermediate training is all about postural support in wheelchairs and enabling them to be functionally independent. So the duration is similar to the basic level. Here also it is 5 days of 40 hours package based on the WHO guidelines. And the content, if you see in compared to the basic and intermediate, again, it also discuss on the service steps, starting from assessment, prescription, until the user training, maintenance, repairs, and follow-ups. But in addition to that, in intermediate package, the additional input is given on the postural support devices. That is the specialty in the intermediate training, where the participants are trained on how to fabricate the postural support devices and do modifications in the wheelchairs. And coming to the third level of the training, which is the managers level, but which came little later, because ultimately, even if the professionals or the clinicians working in different institutions, if they are having the knowledge and skills, but still in implementing aspect, so the manager's role comes in place. So that's how this training was introduced by the World Health Organization. And this managers level training focuses on like sensitizing more on the managers level, especially maybe they could be the head of the institutions and the directors level. So this training focuses on sensitizing them and making them understand on the need and benefit of developing an appropriate wheelchair provision in their respective institutions. And the duration to 2 days, depending on the availability, because sometimes it is difficult in gathering all the higher level disciplines into this courses. So flexibility is there. And the next, coming into the training of trainers, this is also a very important training program, which is also given by the World Health Organization. And this TOT training program, which is there at 3 levels for the basic, intermediate, and managers level. And this training package especially focus on developing the new training. If the trainers are very new, so this training would help them to develop those new training skills and also help them to deliver this WSTP packages. And here the duration is similar for 5 days of 40 hours package. And in this training, they will also be given core skills like core teaching skills. And along with, and also this will also have information on how to deliver this WSTP packages, whether it could be a basic or an intermediate or a managers. And if you see who is the target, so we have multidisciplinary team of professionals, students who could participate in this training program, starting from our PT, OTs, PNOs, special educators, academicians, and we could also, this course is also for the medical fraternities like the orthopedic surgeons, PMR doctors, and even the participants with engineer background could attend this program. And also, as the managers course is also there, which is mainly for the head of the department, principals, syndicate members, and it is also for the government officials, leaders like the deputy commissioner. Here you could see the lady here, and she was also one of the participants in our managers program, who is the deputy commissioner for the from Uttar Pradesh. So this training is open for the different disciplines with different background, and for the provision of wheelchairs for the people in need. And as I said about this exclusive programs, so Mobility India also has done this exclusive programs, not just in India, but also in the other countries, like with the support of World Health Organization. So the WSTP basic course was done at Vietnam in the year 2014. And this was and the NGOs in the Vietnam. And in 2015, the Mobility India trainers with support of World Health Organization have done this WSTP basic course in Tajikistan. But in this training program, the training was conducted at 2 batches, which was supported by the organization. And in 2016, we also had training programs done at Bangkok. And again in 2016 in Nairobi. And the next is about the, in 2017, there was a project in connection with World Learning and USAID, where there were series of training programs done in Jordan and Lebanon. Mainly to the aim of this training program is to develop the local trainer cadre in this, but around 15 participants participated in training and for developing themselves as a wheelchair trainers. And now I'm coming to the integrated approach. So the integrated approach, in the sense, this WSTP package being integrated into the course curriculums of Mobility India, where we run different courses like bachelor programs, diploma, and other short courses where this wheelchair basic level has been integrated. And if you see that around 40 hours there in the which has been integrated into the curriculum, and our students are getting trained with different aspects of the service delivery. And this course mainly focuses on practical demonstrations, and they also have exposure directly with the users and practical exposure on fabrication of the pressure relief cushions. And when it comes to the assessment, so we have two different assessments. One is internally done by Mobility India, where we take theoretical and practical exams as a part of the course curriculum. And along with that, it also has internal assessments where we do this online exam conducted by the ISWP. I'll be talking about this ISWP at the later. But these are the two assessments done in the integrated model. And apart from that, as I said, one is the exclusive and integrated approach. And we do conduct this continuing rehabilitation educations regularly. And in the past, we have done the CREs in relation to assessment and prescription on persons with spinal cord injury. And we do have conducted on prescriptions for neurological disorders, and also on the steps of service, wheelchair service steps and training delivery. So there are a variety of CRE programs has been conducted and being continued even now. And the third category, which is about the customized wheelchair courses, where the different institutions around Bangalore contact us for the short courses, like orientation on wheelchairs, where we do from 2 hours duration to 2 days based on the request from the different colleges and institutions. And this is mainly for the UG and PG students of the allied health sciences. You can see that they are given in this course, even though it is a short duration customized, but we ensure that the students should have a utmost exposure or practically on the mobility skills. You could see here where students are having practical exposure on mobility skills in the stairs, slopes, and also they are learning on the body measurement for prescription of wheelchair. So this is the part of the customized course. And if you see the mode of delivery, like we have different method of delivering. It could be on-site, where we do the regular programs face-to-face, whether it is exclusive or integrated courses. And we do conduct online training programs as per requirement, and even the blended model, where we have the combo of online and hands-on practice as well. So here you could see some on-site training programs which is being conducted, whether for the integrated approach as well as exclusive courses. And online trainings are also being conducted based on request. And we do even a blended approach, where students are giving theoretical inputs through online, and then practical exposure is given in the institution. And the other speciality of the training program is about the involvement of peer trainers. I think here you could see here one of our user, Mr. Kenneth. So he is being trained to be a peer trainer. So where he will be sharing his knowledge, skills, and expertise as a wheelchair user, which gives added value to the training course. So I think this is also one of the practice which is done. And now coming to the pathway for certification. So we have seen different approaches of wheelchair courses, but certification process when it comes. So if the participants are interested for international certification, so it is given by this ISWP, which is the International Society for Wheelchair Professionals. And in this society, Mobility India is also part of the working group. And in ISWP, they have a forming committee where WCPT is also a member of this forming committee of ISWP. And it also has other cross-section of sectors across high, middle, and low resource settings. And in the certification process, depending on the exclusive or the integrated approach, so the participants would have the Mobility India certification. And if participants are interested also to have the ISWP certifications, then I will share the steps for achieving this ISWP certification. It has around 6 steps where the students or the participants who are into this ISWP, and then they have to pass the basic test with the course which they are undergoing. And once they complete this basic test, where in this online exam, the participant is supposed to get 70% and above. So that is the passing criteria in ISWP exam. And followed by that, there is also other short course which is now recently introduced on ethics and professionalism. So that is the second course which the participants has to complete. And again, they have to secure 80% passing in this second module. And followed by that, once they submit on the completion of the exams, and it also includes fees. It has some fees for getting the certification, undergoing all this process. I think the link is shown here, the wheelchairnetwork.org. I think if any participants would like to undergo these WSTP courses, please, you can, if you want to know about this certification by ISWP, then here the link is there, so you could contact. And at the conclusion, I just would like to tell that we understand that there is a huge gap between the need and availability of trained professionals. The only solution World Health Organization believes is that inclusion of these wheelchair content into the mainstream, the course curriculums, whether it is the rehabilitation courses or the medical courses, which is highly recommended by the World Health Organization. So with this note, I'm completing my session for now. So I will go on to the next part. I think now we have seen about the different courses and the certification process. So now I'm going to tell about, okay, Mobility has done this different levels of WSTP courses, but we also would like to know what is the outcome of it. Okay, so for that, hope you're able to see.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, madam.
Okay. So we thought that we would like to see, okay, we've done this different programs more than 3 years. And so we would like to know what is the outcome of it. And here, so what we did the follow-up of the participants. So the participants could be who have attended the courses in the exclusive model, or the participants could also be from the integrated approach. And in this 14 years, if you see, we have done more than 50 programs in relation to wheelchairs, which is at the community level or for the different associations like the IAP, IOTA, PN, OPI associations, and various other institutions and hospitals, including the National Institute. And I think till now we had reached around 3,455 professionals with these different levels of wheelchair courses. And we are happy to say among the percentages of the physiotherapy professionals and students. And if you see this exclusive course, if you see, we had trained more than 600 professionals across India and other countries. And now coming to the, during this follow, the feedback what we received from the participants, especially from the clinical background or from the academic background. So what the feedback we received was, one is that the training programs what they had undergone at Mobility India helped them the opportunity 200 appropriate wheelchairs. So this was one of the feedback given by the participants, as the training program helped them to provide an appropriate wheelchair. And the other participant also mentioned that this training programs help them in conducting orientation programs in their own departments, as well as at the institutions where they are coming from. And also they had, the other participant mentioned that They had, after the training program, they had conducted a lot of awareness programs on WSTP for the physiotherapy colleges and the nursing colleges. And an academician mentioned that after completing the course, he had started delivering the wheelchair training sessions to the students of the final year and the postgraduates. And one of the faculty of the MPO program mentioned that he has included this package in the MPO syllabus, and he himself, even as a clinician, is planning to establish the wheelchair service provision at his center. So that's what the mentioned by the participant. And and the other participant mentioned that the training materials help them to train and conduct the continuous rehabilitation education programs. And they also organized, and the other participant mentioned that they had organized the models of wheelchairs in their institutions to deliver the wheelchair training at their own institutions. And the other success of this training programs at Mobility India is about the curriculum integration, the wheelchair being integrated into the course curriculums, especially in the 3 universities. One is from the Mahatma Gandhi University, Jaipur, and also the university in the Maharashtra, as well as in the Amity University, Uttar Pradesh. And we also would like to know what were the challenges they had expressed during their professional career. And especially from our graduates, we got the information that around 56% expressed, yes, there is a challenge, but they have expressed in the 3 areas. Number 1 is on the product. So our graduates had mentioned that one of the issue in delivering the wheelchair service provision is about the unavailability or the limited choices on the different types of wheelchairs, which already we had, you all have listened from Ritu ma'am on the initial session. But after these 14 years of things, whether there is a change, so we could see the similar feedback which we are getting from the graduates. And another issue is also on the lack of spare parts available locally, and also the limited materials which is necessary for the wheelchair modification, which is very limited. So this is in relation to the products. In terms of provision, so what our graduates mentioned is that in their service provision, they come across a lot of intermediate level of service users who are having postural complications. So that is a challenge for them, because in the course curriculum, the basic has been integrated, but mostly they are having users with at the next level, which is the intermediate level. And as a service personnel, they feel that they have lack of knowledge and skills to handle those complicated users. So ultimately, the takeaway from all this experience and the feedback from the professionals, the participants and our graduates. So access to WHO, WSTP resources has by these resources within their context and usage. So that is one thing, because it is available. So the institutions can always use those WHO resources and modify according to their requirement. And with our experience, we would always recommend that integrated approach in service provision as well as training is a key for the wheelchair service provision to be successful. And but still, the requirement is the clinical staff and faculties who are involved or to be involved in the service provision has to be upgraded with the knowledge and skills related to the wheelchair service and training delivery. So with this note, so I'm just handing over to our next speaker, Mr. Samaraju.
Good evening to everyone. This is Samaraju, physiotherapist. So thank you very much for the introduction by the IAP members. Can I ask everyone to mute the video and audio also, so that the internet can be, whatever with the limited internet, everyone can watch this video. To IAP to taking or giving this opportunity to all Indian physiotherapists to understand the importance of the wheelchair service provision and making use of this COVID-19 pandemic situation. And and also how to respond sometime like something like this kind of wheelchair service provision. So this experience we are going to share today. Till now, what we have understand, what has happened till now in the globally and nationally, what is the WHO trying to do to train the capacity building of the all the physiotherapists and other rehabilitation professionals. And so what has happened till now? So we have heard from the Madam Ritu Madam and as well as Vanilla Ma'am. So that is those all things we are efforts till now taken place. But WHO wants everyone or most of the institutes in India to take forward these wheelchair courses and include in our regular university syllabuses. For that, we need as lecturers, as seniors, as managers, principals, and different stakeholders who's leading these universities, colleges. So we need to undergo these training programs according to our design programs, so that we can take these courses forward and we can train our students. That is the idea why we are explaining about yourself, so that the practitioners are the one production is coming, new people are coming out. So those people can have a capacity to do the effective rehabilitation provision, where wheelchair service provision is one of them. So that is the aim of this training program or this webinar we are trying to do. So today I'm going to just discuss about the how wheelchair service provision is happening through Mobility India, by Mobility India during this COVID-19 pandemic. So that's what I'm going to next 20 minutes I'm going to talk about that. So I would like to discuss about these points today. That is need and scope of practice for physiotherapist and wheelchair service provision, and what all the different wheelchair service provision levels are available, and what all the different steps are included in this, and also before and during COVID-19, how the wheelchair service provision took place in Mobility India. And this experience we would like to share to you all, so that we can see how we can practice at our own places. And also I would like to put up some of the models of the wheelchair service provision, so we can see these models, which models we can adopt at our service provision centers. And also I'll come out with I'll share some of the case stories which has happened during the COVID-19 pandemic as well as before that, so that we have a experience and this reality. I mean, how the reality is happening, though whatever the written in the courses. So how the reality we are working on. So this information we're going to discuss today. Yeah, first look at the what is the scope for the physiotherapist? Why we need to learn this wheelchair service provision? So first we'll see that what is the scope. First thing is, when you see the scope, every practitioner levels, even pediatric physiotherapy also, the physiotherapist should know wheelchair service provision, how to assess a wheelchair, a child who requires a wheelchair, and how to prescribe, how to train that child, and how to prevent the secondary complication, how to make that child more productive in future. In the school, it could be in any member of the family, maybe in future. And orthopedic physiotherapy, many orthopedic conditions are required wheelchair service provision. As a therapist, when I undergo this course, I specialize myself in orthopedic. Then I need to know also wheelchair service provision and assessment and prescription and training. And similarly, neurophysiotherapy we learn, and many neurological conditions are required at a certain level wheelchair, so that they can be more active in the community. Geriatric physiotherapy, so maybe they're active in entire life. Maybe when they become aged, become elderly, some of the people may require a wheelchair some part of their lifespan, at the end of their lifespan. And sports physiotherapy. The sports physiotherapy is nowadays, if you see the para Olympic has come now, many of experts or many of the wheelchair users are playing games. Now, when you become a sports physiotherapist, some of us need to have skills, how to train the wheelchair user, what all the trainings are required for them, and how to train them. So when you become a sports physiotherapist, I think this is the thing we need to look at. And cardiothoracic physiotherapy experts also require wheelchairs sometime during the rehabilitation time. They may be required sometime, they need to work with the wheelchair and the cardiothoracic physiotherapy clients, like cardiac patient or thoracic injury surgery patient. They may use sometime, but during that time, how to use that wheelchair, we need to train them. So to that, as a therapist, we need to have enough knowledge what kind of wheelchair will be useful for them. It could be temporary even. And CBR physiotherapists, many of us becoming experts are specialized in physiotherapy. So in CBR areas, in that also many of the wheelchair users are living in those slums or those villages who require this wheelchair service provision. As a therapist, we need to know what is the right wheelchair for them. Then OBC physiotherapy abstract. Here also many of the women are required some duration of the their during intervention, during rehabilitation. Sometimes this wheelchair may be required. And another one is specialization is coming in the wheelchair service provision, that is seating and mobility physiotherapy. So this is specialization is coming up. Many universities conducting this course. So we need to understand these basics first, then only we can become an expert in seating and mobility. So if you see the scope of physiotherapist in all these areas, whichever area you're taken as a physiotherapist, but as a basic information, we should know what is appropriate wheelchair, how to assess and how to prescribe a wheelchair. So let's see, these are like areas of practices. So what if you see as a physiotherapist, we may start with our profession as a clinician, as a practitioner. And then sometimes some of us may become a lecturers in colleges. We train our people, train our students. Then sometimes some of the physiotherapists work in as a manufacturing units, where you as a biomechanics point of view, you may give you experts and deal with the manufacturers. And you become sometimes you're leader of a team and the principal of a college, a manager of a project. As a therapist, we may play a different role in wherever we work, in an organization or any institute. Or we may play as the head of the organization. As a therapist, we may play a role of as a funder or monitoring any project and submitting and providing the money to any organizations. I've seen people, physiotherapists in these all areas, but all of the therapists, all of us, even policymakers, all of us as a therapist, we should know a wheelchair service provision means what is appropriate, whom to train, how to train, which level we need to give training, and where to put the money or where to project need to be approved. These all knowledge we should have. So as a therapist, whichever role we play, whichever area we are expert, but whichever role we play in the organization, so we need to have this knowledge at least to guide our team or guide our clients. Yeah, let's look at the next one is wheelchair service provision levels. So according to the WHO guidelines, the wheelchair service provision are divided into 3 levels. One is the basic. Most of the wheelchair users actually require the basic one. Predominantly, the basic wheelchair users are existing and they require basic wheelchair models. And next, intermediate, where wheelchairs need to be modified according to the postural requirements, which I will discuss more about afterwards. The third one comes advanced. Advanced is not only wheelchair, also sometimes spinal bracing or seating brace are required. Along with that, need to be provided. Maybe multidisciplinary team may work here. Sometimes orthopedicians, sometimes P&O, prosthetic orthotist, and physiotherapist may work here, advanced level. But at least we are thinking about start with the basic, then move on to intermediate. So this knowledge is required for people to practice in their regular professions. So let's look at what is the basic level of service provision. So basic level of service provision, here is the clients where who can sit well upright, who have good strength in upper limb, good strength in the front, who can balance themselves. For them, provision of a wheelchair is required, who cannot stand and walk. So these wheelchair professions are required for this to train these wheelchair users. So we need to undergo basic wheelchair training program so that we will able to provide a wheelchair appropriate one to them. Example, look at this Clara here. Clara has a good upper limb strength and the trunk and able to sit well, but she not able to stand and walk. She may require a basic wheelchair, but the professionals who can take a proper assessment, take measurement, provide a wheelchair according to our physical requirement and environmental requirements, and train that person how to propel that wheelchair effectively. So these categories comes under basic model. And if you see the percentage of these kind of wheelchair users, actual majority, like almost I can say 80+. Next one is intermediate level of service provision. Here in this wheelchair service provision, we are providing a wheelchair to the children or maybe adults who having an issue of sitting upright, who cannot balance themselves and who require some kind of modification in the wheelchair, some postal device in the wheelchair. So to sit upright. So ultimately their hand function and their the functional activities can be much better. So these professionals who give the wheelchair to this kind of category of children or adults, they are called as an intermediate level of professionals. Just understood now there are different wheelchair training programs happening. Already WHO has released basic and intermediate. So let's look at the intermediate. You can see this is effective with the cerebral palsy, and who cannot sit upright, who cannot, because of that, child cannot use the upper limb. Due to that, child is depending on parents for sitting also, for feeding also. So both are disturbed. If the child is provided appropriate proper wheelchair, which is supported by the provided, not taking drinking water from the cup or having food, this kind of task can happen. But to the professional who providing a wheelchair to this girl, the intermediate level of professionals who undergone this intermediate wheelchair training program. So let's look at the steps of wheelchair service provision. So according to the WHO, in 2006 in the conference, and we come to a conclusion that anyone required a wheelchair, these 8 steps need to be followed, and we need to provide a wheelchair according to the steps. So we start with the referral appointment to till the follow-up. We will see step by step. These are all the details how the service provision happens in these each steps. So I'll take through these all steps how the service provision happened before this COVID-19 pandemic, now this provision during COVID-19 pandemic. So step 1 is referral appointment. So during this regularly what has happened, like we used to get a clients a referral from the different government hospital, private hospitals. There are referring to us happening. Also, there is now extra platform as like many of us started using the social media. People are not going out now, so but people are able to access information in social media through Facebook and WhatsApp. Are able to mobility India are refer the people through this media to us now. So assessment again is required like materials to assessment. We do in the this other assessment program where it happens. It could be in severe concept or maybe higher concept. It happens this assessment. But extra what is happening now during COVID-19 pandemic, but not able to go house or their client is not able to come to India. So what is happening now? Through video conference, this we are trying to conduct it, where parents are required here. We are trying to how to take the measurement, different pictures we are trying to share to them, and they need to have at least simple measuring tape with the notes and the writing pads. So that with that, doing video call itself with direct, it's not that they're sending the measurement when you're not there. So while taking measurement, we watch the measurement, how the measurement is taken place. Is they taking correct measurement or in wrong ways that they're taking it? So we watch through the video and collect the measurement, and we write down in the assessment sheet. Of course, entire assessment happens at the same time. Measurement also happens through video call, and so that the only parents or the relatives will take the support during the taking the measurement. You can see one of the service user where one of the service user we provided this wheelchair recently, who is from Delhi, Sujata ma'am, who is occupational therapist. We are going to now chat with her. She's going to be one of these speaker now after this. So during Skype meeting, we met her. We try to understand, assessed her how the spine, how her balances, everything we assessed here through video call, and we have seen her how she sits in a wheelchair. What is her posture? These are assessment of one of the sequence I'm telling here. So these are the assessment took place. So we during the prescription we try to help the client to select the wheelchair. It's not that prescription means we decide ourselves and tell this device is going for you. I mean, you need to use it. But we provide there are many wheelchairs in the market, but we'll narrow down the options and we'll show the models which are available, which are suit to the clients. So during this time, we'll demonstrate to the video call and explain how the features are looks like. We sit in the wheelchair and demonstrate how it's going to helpful. It could be functionally, it could be postural support point of view, and so that the client can understand the. You can see some of the features I'm involved in the explaining. Different wheelchairs is there displayed there. You can see 2 wheelchairs we have shown, and so that we are trying to understand which wheelchair is more comfortable, and so that she also trying to understand and select one of them. So regularly also there is a need for the regular like need is there. Always the many users actually by the time they come to rehabilitation, they will not have enough money to go for a rehabilitation services any money. So that time also we need to, as NGO, we try to see funding, or they try to get the funds from the local government or some other options. We see regular that happens. But during COVID-19 pandemic, everyone's economic situation has come down, and many of the people are not able to access these services. Now the need for these wheelchair service products, wheelchair service provision is increased for the funding and ordering point of view. So that means the need of the fund support of wheelchair, the support of wheelchair service provision increased compared to the before the COVID-19 pandemic, because everyone's economic background has come down. So now step 5. But only thing we try to keep one replica at our place, so that during video conference or video call, what happens, we will show them what is actually what you are trying to demonstrate, what has reached to them. We try to demonstrate with that. One replica we try to have in the center, and that's how we do it. And this time what we have done in this case, so wheelchair was not with us, so wheelchair was with one of our partners. So what we have done assessment, we have prescription. With the prescription, we coordinated with the partner organization for assembling and modifying the product, like pressure relief cushion and elevating the one side pelvic, and there was a pelvic drop was there, and we're trying to demonstrate through the video and make them ready, the wheelchair video conference, so that the wheelchair is perfectly aligned and there is no errors, so that before reaching the user, so if the partner place itself, the wheelchair quality check is done and forward to the where our one of the partner organization helped to do assembly of this product and to transport to the user. And see, some of the products, some of the parts are sent by the partner, and the postural support like cushion and some materials we send from here, like spinal brace. So some materials we send from here. So it is partly from the organization, partner organizations, partly by us, so that the client gets the most of the required equipments. Step 6. So here is the fitting. So fitting is a more tricky one here, like where we were, a second time client used to come to us, then we used to match the wheelchair according to the prescription, and the client measurement is often and not. Usually regular it happens here. But here in the during COVID-19 pandemic, what we have done is more client is going to check. We are demonstrating and explaining and trying out the different options. Try this one and how it works. That's the wheelchair user given more education in this and help in the fitting. You can see some of the picture I've shared. So one wheelchair reached the client's home, and cushion also reached the client home. You can see here, and I'm here with some other cushion here, similar model, and trying to explain how to position it and how to adjust it with the replica what they have with me. And you can see here the client, after sitting, the client trying to understand how the pelvic is adjusting, how the trunk is getting neutralized. There's a discussion is going on during fitting time. Understand? One of the fitting process, you can have a look at this video.
So we'll check again. Right? Alles uit is okay. Okay, so let's now we can use these two things and then put them beside it. Okay. Good. Yeah. Nice. And can you take your foot throughout this? Very fast. Alright. Same. Kidneys more stable. Yeah.
So that is one of the example for you to understand, but there is another video, but as time is less, I will skip this video for you. Yeah, step 7, user training. So this is one of the key things which we practice, and providing a wheelchair is one level, but after providing a wheelchair, how to use a wheelchair effectively according to their lifestyle demands. So these are the 5 things which we help, which will use that. How to the cushion, how to place the cushion, so how to footrest remove, or detachable armrest if is there, how to remove that. So many features are there which we need to train the user there. And also getting in out of the wheelchair, transfer techniques, which is very important. And with the less energy, they should be able to transfer from bed to the chair and hope you're able to see me. Then fourth one is ways to prevent the pressure source. So there are pressure relief techniques. Most of the children or adults, they sit in a wheelchair from morning to evening, the school and workplace. So that's how. So that's how these ways to prevent the pressure is very, very important.
Dr. Samraju, nothing is coming. Sorry for interruption.
So we'll come back. Yes, we'll share again. I think it's dropped down. You're able to see it now?
Yeah, it's coming now.
Yes, the internet dropped down. That's why it's on. Yeah, I just spoke about the 7th step, user training. So 4 things are there to train the users. 4 things we discussed. The 5th one I'm going to talk now. So how to handle the wheelchair, get in and out of the wheelchair, and wheelchair mobility skills, ways to prevent the pressure source, and 5th one is looking after the wheelchair. So once a wheelchair is received, also the how to do simple repairs and maintenance by own at home itself. So this is the very important thing, how to repair and how to take care of the device, how to take care of this so that the span of the wheelchair can be more longer. So these are some of the things which during COVID-19 I was helping Sujata ma'am how to take care of the wheelchair and how to do the pressure relief techniques and how to use the brakes. So there are some of the skills which I was training to her, which she doesn't know. So I'll take some of the pictures for you to share. Yeah. The last step is very important. Step 8, maintenance, repair, and follow. So for this, what we usually provide a user manual. So user manual is not that the product manual. The user manual is, and whether we forget, so that they can come back and look at that booklet and practice themselves. It could be mobility skill training, how to handle the wheelchair. It could be how to transfer themselves. It could be how to propel the business. So you can see the WhatsApp call or video call, Skype call actually. So you can see that before provided wheelchair, the existing old wheelchair, you can see how her posture, how she's leaning on one side, how her arms and the hind. So again, I'm back. I think You able to see me?
No, we cannot able to
James,
see Raj.
You're not. Kindly share your screen.
Yeah, we can able to see.
So I'm just trying to say one of the case study here who has received a wheelchair, who are from Delhi through video call, assessment and measurement, and afterward the person received. So before we providing a wheelchair, she was in this wheelchair. You can see how she's locked in the wheelchair and how she's leaning one side, not able to use arms effectively. Now you can see wheelchair, which is provided by us. Now how posture is corrected, how neutral she is. Now our arms and the shoulders, how freely she is able to move. So she can use now more effectively for our daily functions. So this is after our wheelchair, new wheelchair, which is provided to her. Sorry. So next we look at the models in wheelchair service provision. So in a wheelchair service provision, there are 4 models are there, which we just working with them. Hope you are able to see now. So this
Yes.
Third one is outreach services. So it's working along with the partners. So this cannot be every day. It's sometimes weekly once or monthly twice. The service provision available in our one of the partner organizations. So next one is mobile service provision. It is in a community-based rehabilitation aspect. We use this kind of service provision, like having exclusive van or some vehicle where is equipped with the wheelchair service provision tables and the devices, and the clients will be coming in that slum or in that area village and monthly once or twice, and where service provision provided to them through this mobile van. Another key things which we discussed earlier also in training programs, we use this using the user effectively do entire 8 steps and all the service provisions that is like actually involving them trying to they get appropriate services, also improvise our own services to modify according to the requirement of the wheelchair users. So I'll show you quickly some case studies. I'll just take 1 more minute. One of the service user you can see here. Most of our rehabilitation professionals thinks that after an accident or after a disability or permanent disability comes, everyone thinks of someone in the wheelchair, the life is end. No, you can see one of the example here, Dr. Rajalakshmi, who met with the spinal cord injuries during our BDS. She is a dentist. During her bachelor degree, she met with accident and she's become a wheelchair user, permanent wheelchair user. But after that, she's continue after the active wheelchair, continue her MDS, and she became a gold medalist in master degree. You can see how she's practicing, and she's a very active member. Afterwards, in 2014, she became a Miss Wheelchair India, and also in 2017, she Miss Pop. And also, she's very happy that she's also able to contribute in doing awareness to all physiotherapy fraternities and many rehabilitation professionals. She travels along with us or comes to Mobility India. Whenever this training program happens, she comes and gives her opinion how important physiotherapists to understand and learn during these assessment programs and these courses, so that many people can get benefit out of these training programs, and so that we can provide appropriate wheelchairs to the spinal cord injury any wheelchair users. To lie down also, sitting also, child to come be in one position. You can see how while assessing how the child is coming to in a bad posture. Now you can see before and after the service user, how people and talk to the people and use some extended designs also. With that, I will end these two Yeah. So next presenter will be now Dr. Sujata Devnath, who's going to be a next speaker, and she is a wheelchair user and occupational therapist who has received a wheelchair during this COVID-19 pandemic. It's 1 month ago. Now she will discuss and share her personal experiences.
Yeah. Thank you, Samaraj.
Dr. Raju.
Dr. Raju. Can you please wait for 1 minute? I welcome our Honorable Anjani Kumar, sir, Dr. Anjani Kumar, who is a EC member from South Zone. Sir, I welcome you. Please say a few words to
I'll
our viewers.
introduce Dr. Anjani Kumar.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, all. I'm very glad that IAP Telangana State Branch, they have organized this webinar with the zeal of professional development. And as a Samaraju, I know very well, is my good friend also. The topic is also excellent, COVID-19 and disability. So COVID-19, I'm the good experienced person. Recently, I came out with the entire family. I was suffering with the COVID. So we came out and now we are okay. Little bit some issues are there, the viral issue. And I'm very much thankful to Dr. Purna Chandrasekhar and Dr. Sai, who has invited me for this webinar. And see, one thing I want to share here. Vote of thanks every time our technical teams are giving. And never I have seen that any our IAP India, we have given vote of thanks to the technical team. But bottom of my heart, I'm very much thankful to our IAP technical team and appreciate them. They are doing very good job. And I appreciate Dr. Purna Chandrasekhar as well as the Sai and entire team of the IAP Telangana State Branch. And very good to see that here Rajan sir is here. Rajan sir, good evening. Thank you very much for inviting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your encouraging words. I now hand over to Miss Sujata.
வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணல இல்ல தெரியும் நான் இருக்கேன் அப்ப பேசுறேன்
Sujata ma'am, unmute
Sujata madam.
Hello.
Yeah, please madam, you continue. Thank you madam.
Share the screen.
Kindly share the screen madam.
Yeah, so
Yes.
She knows. Separate.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are able to see the screen.
Go back to your screen, ma'am.
Yes, madam, is it about a screen or something video you are trying?
No, just
Yes.
Yes. Yes, madam, it
and
is visible. The screen is now visible.
just a second.
Now it's fine, madam. Again.
A very good evening to you all, ladies and gentlemen. I, Sujata Devnath, would like to thank IAP and Mobility India for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my experience of more than 40 years on this assistive devices. So I basically am an occupational therapist who's no more practicing. As you can see, I have almost used HK4, elbow crutches, wheelchair for more than 15 to 20 years in different span of my life. What I felt is my parents, being from medical fraternity, like proper diagnosis of a condition where people are afflicted with this kind of disability is very important. I was lucky enough that I was properly diagnosed at an early stage, and as my parents were doctor, they took me to proper place for treatment in Vellore and got me treated over there. That was an early intervention in my treatment, and there, we have the best of team to do the proper assessment and give you the right direction, right treatment in which you can proceed further in your life. My parents' sole motive was to give me proper treatment and give me a proper life where at a point when they are no more there, I will be able to live a confident and happy life alone. So here is a things like all the type of assistive devices I have used, like K4, HK4, spinal braces, gaiters, knee orthosis, elbow crutches, HKFO, and after that, finally, my wheelchair. So this is how, with a different span of time, I started with as my age grew, I was afflicted with different problems like leg length shortening, and then I had this spinal issue, scoliosis developed. I had this hyperextension of my knees on the other leg. All this led to addition of this kind of assistive devices, and I was lucky enough that at right time, at right point of time, all these things were introduced into my life, because of which I could live a better life. My observation on this assistive technology, what I saw as a child growing up to this stage, that it improves the quality of life of a PWD to a great extent. And that, in fact, is because the level of independence increases. We are no more dependent on our family members, on our colleagues, on anyone outside for living an independent life. And that gives a boost of confidence in you. And that using of this assistive devices, this leaves you with more of energy throughout the day. I think, like I've seen many people crawling on the floor and going to certain place, and I moving on a wheelchair to the same place. The amount of energy that is consumed in moving from one place to another is much better when you are using an assistive device. So this gives us definitely a better output in life. With the help of my mobility aid, I was able to complete my schooling. I was able to complete my college as an occupational therapist. I graduated from NILD, formerly known as NIH Calcutta, which I always actually wanted to be into this field because I wanted to work for people like me, and I wanted to bring some difference in some people's life, if I could add value to some people's life, that would have been a big satisfaction in my life. With that thought, I worked as a basic development therapist in Delhi, which unfortunately I couldn't continue. Further, I had to leave this profession, which was in fact my passion, in 1999. Motherhood, in fact, changed my life. In 1998, my son was born, and at that point of time, my mother also expired. So it was a very bad time when I did not get proper attention. I knew, being an occupational therapist, that motherhood will affect me, and I needed proper attention at that point of time, which I did not, due to which I developed osteoporosis. I fell down thrice with my elbow crutches. I broke my pelvic bone, and gradually my condition definitely deteriorated, and I got bedridden. At that point of time, my two wonderful, ever caring college friends, Ritu and Shoikat, who were working with Mobility India, came back into my life again with a big bang. They, for the first time, made me realize that there is a life beyond this confinement of bed, beyond this confinement in a room. I have a life outside. So Mobility India was kind enough to send me a wheelchair and a commode chair. Just imagine, when I was there using a wheelchair, I was bedridden, I was not able to use a wheelchair, I was dependent on my ADL activities on others. How humiliating, how low esteemed you feel, and you feel that life has come to an end. Maybe there's nothing left in my life. But Mobility India sending me this wheelchair and commode chair, like it felt it was a boon in my life. So since then, they were kind enough to donate me 4 wheelchairs, which made me mobile, and I was able to see the life outside and live an independent life. For this, I can never ever thank enough to Mobility India for extending all the possible help, guidance to change my life and give me a life which I am leading at this moment. I feel, when you can't control what's happening, we have to challenge ourselves to control the way we respond to what is happening. That is where our power is. Our mind is very powerful. Once, when I sat on the wheelchair, started using the commode, my mind started saying, yes, I can do it. I can live a better life. I can sit, I can go out. I went outside, I saw the sky, and it gave immense of hope in me. So with this manual wheelchair, I started being mobile. I started going outside. I started interacting with people. I felt that I was becoming more and more independent, more and more confident, because I feel because of this manual wheelchair, I could gather the confidence of moving from one state to another state in Delhi. And with my 6-year-old son, being a single mother, I wanted to raise up my son alone. So in that way, I could gather that courage only because of this assistive device and my education, which my father always stressed on, to live an independent life. Because that point of time, both my parents were not there. I moved to Delhi, and here I started working in one of the leading luxury 5-star hotels in Delhi. And while working, I started using this motorized wheelchair in 2012. So this wheelchair, I think, gives lot of independence. It increases, in fact, I used like manual wheelchair till now I am using manual wheelchair, but this gives a different kind of independence to a person. I used to travel, commute from home to office in auto. Uh, Even I went in different, I went with wheelchair also sometimes because my house is nearby. So this motorized wheelchair gave me the confidence of traveling alone in Delhi metro. I cannot think traveling in a metro alone. But this wheelchair gave me that independence of traveling, that confidence in traveling with in Delhi metro alone. I was able to travel and that low floor buses that were introduced in Delhi with this motorized wheelchair. So I use it in office also because carrying files from one place to another file or going to from one place to another place. It is very easy with it needs very less energy to commute over there, and that gives you a boost of confidence, a different kind of boost of confidence. But life was going on very well till then. Suddenly my life changed again. In 2019, I was diagnosed with cancer. And as you are all allied health professionals, you are well aware about how what it impacts when a portion of your muscle is removed from your body, how it affects. So in my case, I was treated in one of the leading hospitals in Delhi. So as like Ms. Vanilla also say that the course of training wheelchair users are being introduced in MBBS courses. I feel it's a great idea because I felt that point of time that the type of treatment protocol they make for normal persons and for us is different. A normal person after a mastectomy, they can think of going back to work within 7 to 15 days after removal of stitches. But in my case, it was not so. Being an occupational therapist, I was not able to convince the doctor uh, alone that I will be taking more time. It was very difficult for me to convince them. And with the help of the physiotherapist over there, who could understand my problem because they were experienced in this field, so they could understand my problem and convince the doctor. We together managed to convince the doctor that I'll be requiring more time and healing this thing and coming back to normal life. So it took almost a month, more than a month, for me to recover and come back to normal life again. Commuting on with assistive devices on Indian roads, you can see it is very difficult because conditions of roads are so bad. I almost broke 2 wheelchairs on this road, which you are seeing. Because we have to sometimes go outside for shopping, for going to some place. Always you cannot travel on autos and cars and everything. We have to walk with our HK4s in this kind of road, and it is very difficult. So we need more sturdy assistive devices to go through this kind of roads. So here, after this comes the COVID-19 pandemic condition, uh, which we never thought will ever come into our life, but unfortunately or fortunately, it has come. So, in this condition, what happened when the lockdown was announced? We were told to work from home, and working from home, the condition is never the same as that in office, where we get a comfortable chair, table to work, and a comfortable working condition where you are available with everything. You have a proper hand rest, you have proper monitor in front of you working. We do not have that in home. Sometimes I sit on the bed, sometimes on the floor, sometimes I use a table. Wherever I get space, I start working. And the long working hours also becomes very long, because there's no time. There's no limitation. जब जिसका मर्जी हुआ call कर लिया, ये काम कर दो, वो कर दो, that kind of thing happens, and you cannot say no because in my department I only had a laptop to work with. So this led to a bad ergonomics. which led finally to severe back pain. And I was almost again bedridden. That point of time, I was searching for, I tried to contact many known centers which were there in Delhi and nearby NCR, so that they can help me out in some way, because at that point of time, I couldn't think of anyone else from anywhere helping me. But no one was there to help me with my condition. I was seeing my condition getting aggravated, but there was nobody who could help me out with this. I was day by day getting bedridden. My pain was increases. I was in a miserable condition. I was feeling that my life will finish and maybe I won't be able to continue with my job in future. I will have to resign or I have to leave, because in this condition, how can I work when I cannot sit for few seconds? Like even I was not able to sit for 10 seconds. Turning on one side was also becoming so difficult due to severe back pain, pelvic tilt, and all the other associated problems that I had. So that point of time, I approached Ritu. I discussed with her and Shoikat about this, and they, along with MI team, immediately they arranged for an online assessment, which Mr. Raju has already briefed you. So I think I won't much talk on this, but I feel that that online assessment was a blessing in my life, which came because, you know, when we are going through pain and you get such kind of person who are guiding you in a proper way, how you can reduce your pain, how can you stretch your body, how, like I forgot, being an occupational therapist so long back, I forgot that this can be implemented into my life. They realized me all these things through this online assessment, that put cushions in this manner, sit in this manner, stretch your body in this manner, and put cushions and all these things they were explaining me. So I felt, you know, listening to the experts speaking matters a lot. There's abundance of possibilities and solutions which it skips from our mind. I was lucky enough to get a parent who supported me so much. I was lucky to have friends around me who guided me in a proper way. I was having the treatment throughout from a leading orthopedic workshop at Calcutta who guided me with proper assistive devices at all point of time. Because as Ritu said rightly, that more age, we with more age we have more problems, and with that more products, assistive devices are added into our life. So here we realize that this possibilities are abundant. We just have to explore it, which Mobility India team did with me. They explained me all the possibility chairs that are available with them from which I can choose, which I can use, which it can help me, what has what extra things which can help me in what way. They explain me in such a nice manner so that I can choose the wheelchair out from that three, four samples that were kept over there. So it was very easy to pick up. So it's not only about that. See, I was uh, I was going through this pain in June. I was in extreme pain. On July 2nd, they dispatched me a spinal brace because that was very important for me at that point of time because I was having severe pain. So that reached me within 3 days. And in COVID-19 situation, getting things from other states it is so difficult. In spite of that, they arranged this wheelchair for me from they worked out with some partner organization from Visakhapatnam, and they arranged the wheelchair for me, and they it was delivered to me so fast. And in spite of this situation, lockdown situation, and everything, not only that, after that, everything was explained to me in such a good way that with practical demonstration, Mr. Shoikat and Mr. Raju, they both of them, they explained me everything in so practical ways that it was so easy for me to understand and implement in my wheelchair, and they have given me so many options. Put the cushion like this, put the cushion like that, and see in whichever condition you are comfortable. Click pictures, send us everything. All things were discussed and demonstrated, and you can see with this practical demonstration, I was able to use my wheelchair, which was customized as per my need, as per my. I had leg length shortening. The footrest was adjusted accordingly. I wanted a steady chair. I wanted a steady back. I wanted a steady lower side, which always I had to put a ply on my wheelchair to put that. Everything was so properly customized and sent to me that ultimately what happens, that I feel that quality assessment matters a lot, and proper guidance while using, it's not only using a wheelchair, it's proper guidance how to use a wheelchair, and how to put minimum of your energy and propel it in a better way, and how you can stretch your body being, even if sitting on a wheelchair in a proper way, how you can stretch your body while using it, and so my properly assessed wheelchair gave me a it was very comfortable. It relieved my pain. It gave me a better posture. You can see here, and you can compare my previous pictures. Here, the compatibility, and this, I went outside. I rode on the road, and it was so comfortable on the road. It was so comfortable for outdoors. The roads I were able to manage so easily. It was so sturdy. See, this is the benefit of using assist wheelchair. My back was straight. I was feeling so, means I cannot explain how good I was feeling sitting on this wheelchair, and how my condition I felt is feeling better. You can see in my next slide the condition before 1 month. Just 1 month I have used this wheelchair, and see the condition of my back before and after. So you can guess how much relief it has given me, how much like I'm feeling so comfortable with this wheelchair. It has given, in fact, added a value in my life. Here, see, we do not want to talk about statistics, because Ritu, Vanilla ma'am, all they have talked about statistics. And because statistics are, after all, depressing, we all heard about the problems, and we all know about the problems. I just want you to imagine, see, you change one thought, you give one PWD or quality of life. And once you change one life, you change the whole family's life. Because we are considered, PWDs are considered as burden in the family. So you make such a lot of difference in their life. And I believe this world will definitely change once you start nurturing life beyond. Because we PWDs, we are nothing without you. You are experts in this field, and your nurturing can lead us to fly like a bird in our life and give so much meaning into my life. Thank you so much, IIP and Mobility India, for giving this wonderful platform to share my thoughts. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Madam Sujata Devnath. Thank you for thank you for sharing your experience. Hello.
Yes,
Madam, kindly stop sharing your screen, madam. Now the session is open for a question and answer session. Audience, please, if you have questions, kindly put them in a chat box so that we will be asking the presentator, today's speakers, so that they will be giving answers for your questions. kindly keep your questions in a chat box.
In the meantime, good evening all. In the meantime, I would like to say something about Mobility India. Yeah, Mrs. Ritu ma'am as well as Dr. Raju, Vanilla ma'am, and all the mobility team was excellent. Why? Because I have attended basic level course, intermediate level course, advanced level, manager level. All the sessions was all the online exams as well as uh, each participant, they used to give practical sessions, practical projects in the same day, as well as everything will update. And if anybody will cannot able to do projects also, they will give good support, and they will way of explanation also, the minimum basics onwards they will explain everything. For that only I'm very happy, and I learned a lot from Mobility India. I'm personally thank you to Raju Sama as well as Ritu ma'am, Enala ma'am, and total Mobility India team. Thank you. Sai, continue.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Chandrasekhar, for sharing your own experience. Even we have seen few of our present viewers who is watching this present webinar, who is participating in a webinar. Also, I have attended previously some of the basic courses and advanced level courses of Mobility India. Thank you for sharing your experience. And now, viewers, kindly type your questions in a chat box. I think there are no questions. Just a second. One second.
Dr. Sapurna Chandra Shekhar, sir?
Yes, sir.
The time duration, sir, is 6:20. The next webinar we have.
Yeah. Only within 5 minutes we'll wind up.
Please, sir. Please.
Seen impact affordability access. Yeah. Sujata ma'am, one query for you.
Yes, sir.
How you have seen the impact of affordability and access to appreciate wheelchair? Appropriate wheelchair.
See, as far as accessibility is concerned, I have been using wheelchair here, and being in metro like Delhi, I have been using wheelchair, but I have seen that people don't give more importance to properly assessed wheelchair, which is as per your requirement, which can give you a much better life and support, and maybe your it will like the disability that will affect you more in longer run can be reduced much to a much extent if you are using a properly assessed wheelchair. So that's which is, I think, lacking over many places. Forget about rural, in metro cities we couldn't find that kind of assessed proper wheelchair. So after using this, I feel this should be taken,
Comfortable.
should give much clarity. Yeah.
Okay.
Not only comfortable, it gives it relieves so much of pain. It gives so much of, see, using a manual wheelchair, always I used to place a purse on my side, a cushion on my back, just to compensate that gap which was increasing my scoliosis to a certain extent. That can be reduced using a proper wheelchair which is properly assessed, which was explained to me when or during the online session, which we I also being an occupational therapist, it did not strike my mind at that point of time, which you being on this professional, in this profession, we can educate other persons on this requirement, how it can help us giving a quality life.
Thank you, madam. One more question. This is to Ritu Ghosh, madam, and Vanilla
Raju Sama.
Panivelu, madam, and Raju sir. How far the WHO curriculum is on par with all other models of wheelchair training?
WHO has come up with the guidelines. They have the packages of a different level. Now it's up to the country, different country in a different context, how you adapt. So, but this is the most recommended and popular accepted program. Now there are other different models, like how Mobility India has adopted various models to fit into different contexts. Similarly, other countries, whether it is a developing or developed countries, they are using different models. And there are some studies has been done whether the hybrid model is good or a blended model is good or face-to-face training. There are different results in a different context. So, but for this group, I think our main intention is resources are there, and the clinicians and the personnel working in the academic institutions can make use of it and modify as per the requirement and conduct the program.
Okay, thank you, madam. And there are no other questions. Thank you so much, the speakers, today's speakers for the webinar. Ritu Ghosh madam, Vanilla Palanivel madam, Samaraju sir, and Sujata Devnath madam. Thank you so much. And now over to IAP technical team. Technical team, please.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, Mobility India, and today moderator Dr. Puran Chandrasekhar, all that speakers for the wonderful session on that wheelchair enlightened. And I just shows my gratitude towards everyone who supported for this webinar, and congratulations to that Telangana IAP team. I just want to request everyone, please subscribe IAP India YouTube channel and just like IAP India Facebook page. Thanks, sir. Thank you very much.